Welcome, we're joined by Amy Todman, a Scottish artist who is now in Armenia. Amy, thank you very much for your time. So to start off, ＳivilNet is doing a series of interviews about people who have come to Armenia, who are outside Armenia, who have been connected to Armenia, who have decided to move to Armenia. And so I want to firstly ask, what is your background, where are you from, and how long has it been that you've been living in Armenia?
Hello, thanks very much for having me. I'm from Scotland. I have been living in Armenia for 2.5 years, and before that my life was quite different. I do have a fine art degree and I worked for many years as an artist and in arts education and public art, but then I went back to study art history and the history of collecting and collections, museums, galleries, the formation of taste, kind of, in different cultures. And that took me to a PhD in the history of landscape painting through the lens of collecting. And then I became a curator of political collections at the National Library of Scotland through my interest in archives and collections. So I'm always interested in the past and history and art and how these things connect and how we see the past in the present and how art shapes the way we see. But when I moved to Armenia, I wanted to reconnect with my art practice because I had been working and studying for a long time and there was just this part of me that I felt was missing, that was important. So I came to Armenia. And
can you perhaps describe kind of what your artwork is, what it's like in a sense?
So I have always been very interested in the process of making art rather than specifically the product. Like, I'm interested in what I make, but I'm more interested in the fact that I make it. And since coming to Armenia, I've been making an artwork every day, kind of initially as a way to get back into my art practice, but also because I know that I love to see what happens. I just want to know what I do and how my mind is working and what's happening. So to describe it, it's kind of difficult because there is an aesthetic. Like, I think if you looked at my work, you could maybe say this is what Amy Todman makes, but basically I do what I want. So if I wake up in the morning and I think, okay, I want to throw some lentils on the ground and take a picture of it, it's like I will let myself do that. But if I want to wake up in the morning and make a painting that looks very like something in the world, like a window or a scene, then I will do that. But it's like, it's important to me to allow myself to do something that I want to see what happens.
And how would you say Armenia has facilitated you doing your artwork? In ways, has it made it easier? In ways, has it made it harder?
I think Armenia has given me a lot of space and freedom to make the kind of art that I want without the restrictions that I impose on myself in my own culture almost. I think being a foreigner makes it easier for me to make what I want.
Almost like an alien.
Yeah. Like, I mean, no one expects something of me exactly here, and I feel that freedom.
And I was also going to ask, when you originally came to Armenia, did you think you would stay for over 2 years in the end?
No, I came as a volunteer with AVC, and I said to myself, okay, I'm going to stay for 3 months and see what happens. And it just took hold of me, Armenia. I really like it.
And what I was going to also ask, what do you think of Armenian artists that you've had the opportunity to meet, Armenian art spaces and the Armenian art scene in general?
I actually love the Armenian art scene and the artists that I've met here. I've been fortunate to work with Anna Gagarian at Hype Pop-Up on an exhibition at Dalan Art Gallery in August. And also just there's a really amazing energy here with the young artists that I meet especially, and I find really nice ways to collaborate with both local Armenians and diasporan Armenians and people traveling through. So I think, that energy here is really special, I think.
And obviously you were in Armenia for 2.5 years, and the war happened in September, obviously coming from the UK as well, the concept of war is very alien to us. I'm wondering what that was like for you as an experience and as an artist, maybe even perhaps.
As an experience, it was very intense. I know a lot of people here, and I think everyone was having their own experiences, right, of the war, diasporans and locals, and like different. It was all very like mixed up, and I think it took me a long time to kind of understand what was happening. And
did you consider leaving during the war?
No, I think that would have been very weird. No, I felt like I wanted to stay, and I don't know, I felt maybe more connected to Armenia after the war. I don't know. But actually it's hard to talk about. It's hard to understand what was happening. And politically, coming from Britain, I think it really made me understand that I don't understand politics here.
And finally, I want to ask, obviously you're from Scotland, and Scotland has its own movement for independence and nationalism that people from Artsakh, Nagorno-Karabakh also have a similar. Did you notice that when you were in Armenia, that there was almost a similarity in the Scottish cause and the Artsakh cause?
I did. I thought about that a lot, like the movement for home rule in Scotland, which has been going for a long time, and the independence movement. But I don't think it's the same. I think that I think the politics here is very different to the politics in the UK, and I don't think it's
comparable.
Something I can compare. I think it's something I can learn about and think about more and talk to people in Scotland about, and maybe there are relationships there, but really what I've understood from this experience is that it's very different, this whole situation.
Well, Amy, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on CivilNet.